with a chance to take the lead. Kaepernick, end zone, front three. Broken up, picked off. This game is over.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to 12 Minutes Every Time. I'm Mike Bailey. This is Ryan Bailey, and we're here to do the Week 9 preview of the Seattle Seahawks traveling to the Baltimore Ravens. Seahawks are 5-2, Ravens are 6-2. Will be definitely a tough matchup. Anyways, as usual, this is 12 minutes, so we're going to start it now. All right, Ryan. The Ravens have won 3 in a row. They're 6-2. They're 2-1 at home. However, they have 2 losses. One at the Colts. The Colts at home, they lost 2 in overtime. And the other one was at Pittsburgh, where they only put up 10 points. Overall, are you afraid of this game?
I mean, their defense is ranked extremely high, which is always never-some, right? And they can run the football, right? With Uchenna Nwosu going down, like, we didn't look like we could stop the run that well against the Browns. But now getting Leonard Williams back in here, or getting him to start up for us, so maybe he'll help us with that run. I don't know. But we got to control those edges. But I'm not really that worried about this game because they only beat the Lions with a huge margin. Everyone else has been trash teams, and then they beat the Bengals by 3 points, which is not very, when the Bengals weren't good at all. Burrow was completely hurt. So I feel like the numbers are not there for them to be a 6.5 point spread against us.
A little misleading. Those are all good, valid points. We're going to start off with our defense stopping the run. As you just mentioned, they have a good run game and holding contained. Nwosu, as you mentioned, was out. And then we want to put them in 3rd and longs. We want to make them throw, right? We want to put the ball in Lamar's hands to throw for longer 3rd downs.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I worry about is that edge rushing, who's going to hold the edge there? Who's going to stop them from getting outside the numbers to run that football? What we want to do is hold Lamar inside the pocket. We want to hold them to not be able to run the football and force them into 3rd downs and long so that they have to throw against our corners because our corners will eat them alive. As long as we get them the chance to do that, but that requires the front 7 to really hold down, stop the run game. But I could see us doing it as long as those edge rushers they hold their edge, they don't let anyone get outside there, because Jamal Adams will come down, blow up a running back all day. We can see Devin Witherspoon can tackle running backs all day, so it's just more about them holding that. Just hold up onto your spot. Play solid defense, and we should be able to win this game.
Gus Edwards has 426 rushing yards this year, 5 TDs and 0 fumbles. Lamar, as we know, is a threat running the game. We have had times where was it Josh Dobbs and PJ Walker were running against us. Or at times they were running successfully. Dobbs had the 25-yard touchdown run against us a couple weeks ago. So that is a huge issue with making sure we contain, holding them. Gus Edwards, his longest is only 20 yards rushing, so we want to keep those runs under 12. I believe is the big play under Pete's in Pete's mind. Over 12 yards is a big play on them rushing. So we want to keep them contained. And force Lamar to throw the ball and have our pass rush, which has been very successful lately, try to get to him. But also when it comes to the pass rush, we need to make sure we contain and keep into our lanes because Lamar can easily break one out, get a 3rd down, run to the sideline. I think he has learned to kind of not give up his body as much, as he was when he was younger.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it with Dobbs and we saw it with Walker, right? Those guys beat us with their leg. They could get good yardage with their legs, and they got a lot of rushing yards from both those teams, right? Because of those guys, right? They got like an extra 40, 50 yards a game. But, when it came down to it at the very end, they had to win with their arm and they lost. And obviously, yes, we all know Lamar Jackson's way better than Dobbs and Walker, but I still would rather have us try to force them to win the game with their arm, right? And have our corners go up against their wide receivers. Because Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham, they don't scare me at all. No. They're not good at all. And Devin Witherspoon and Tariq Woolen are very, very good. So let's show them why.
Odell is definitely underperformed, I think, in a lot of people's minds, especially fantasy wise. Lamar is having a decent season. He has a 70% completion percentage. And he has 9 touchdowns for 3 interceptions. Edwards will get his targets in the red zone. They love throwing it to him. He's their best option in the red zone. Zay Flowers did lead the team last week against the Cardinals in targets with 7, but he only had 5 catches for 19 yards. So I'm not too worried about that either. If they want to throw to Zay in the middle, I believe we can swarm him and get to him early. I'm sure he's very talented, but overall, we're accepting of Lamar throwing and relying on our pass defense to throw blows back, to cause fumbles, get interceptions, and I'm sure Pete's going to be high on that one this week as usual. It's all about the ball. Who's got the ball?
It's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. You got to force Lamar to give up the ball. We got to get the ball out of Gus Edwards' hands, make him fumble, or if Mark Andrews catches the ball, punch it out. Like, we got to get the ball. Yeah,
this might be a heavyweight fight. We might be throwing blows back and forth, and we'll see. I guess the one who makes the least amount of mistakes. You have something to add?
Yeah, well, I just this is a nationally televised game, right? This is the 10 a.m. slot game that most people are going to watch, right? So this is
Bill
the juggernaut
game. Tony Romo, the A-team, calling the crew for CBS.
Yeah. So this is another one that we want to show. Like, this is how we show the nation that we have the best corners in the game. We got the best DBs. We have top 10. We got a top 5 defense out there. And PFF shows it. We're phenomenal. We're a phenomenal team overall. But I want to go show it against someone who's also considered a phenomenal team overall.
Yeah, I mean, we stepped up the last time in the big lights on Monday Night Football against the Giants, and hopefully we show. Pete's definitely not afraid of that. So we're about halfway through, a little over halfway through. We're going to switch to our offense against their defense. Their defense has only allowed 9 touchdowns total this year, 6 passing and 3 rushing. So basically, what we talked about before is we feel that the run game is going to have to be a big factor. Their pass defense looks pretty good. So our O-line needs to really gel this week. Our tight ends need help and chip. Charbonnet needs to help and chip. And Bobo and DK need to really get their blocks out there, because I'm sure we'll rely on the bigger receivers.
Yeah, exactly. I think if they're allowing that much yards per run, then we need to have Bobo out there blocking for us, right? We need to have those tight ends out there blocking for us. Like, I know we want to have JSN and we want to have Tyler Lockett out there running around and making great plays, and DK, but you gotta give what the defense gives you. You gotta take what the defense gives you, and that they're giving up massive run yards, and we need to go run the ball. We need to have a solid game plan of having a good mixture of Walker and Charbonnet, right? Like, I want to see both. I want to see both out there running the football well. Charbonnet showed that he can run the football really well. Now, I'm not saying take over Walker's role as the lead running back, but at least allow him to get more opportunities, especially in the red zone. I want to see him down there in the 5-yard line. I want to see him lower that boom. Yeah. I think he can do that. We saw Jake Bobo lower the boom and get that rushing touchdown. But I want to see that with Charbonnet this year. I think it's his time to get his first rushing touchdown.
Yeah, and you're referencing that the Ravens allow around 4 rushing yards per carry. And that's quite a bit. And you're right, Charbonnet, we don't really want him to take over Walker's spot. However, when you look from an outsider's perspective, Walker did have a very successful rookie season. I think that's why we're relying on him more. But they're only 1 year apart, and they're second-round picks. They're both second-round picks. So, in reality, they're not that much of a difference when it comes to value, money-wise and whatnot. But Charbonnet is a little bit bigger. But Walker definitely can lower the boom. Walker is probably a better all-around back, but Charbonnet is a little bit bigger, and he has shown that he can read the holes well. And yeah, I mean, I want them both coming out tired, because they're running successfully and well, and they're running hard, and it's okay. They don't care if they have to sit one out and they're breathing heavily while the next guy gets the next 2-3 snaps. That's what I want. I want us out there intimidating and lowering the boom, as you kind of said.
Yeah, exactly. But then, where's the play action at? I want to see that play action from Geno. Now, I expect Geno to, probably have a turnover at some point in this game, just because he makes risks. He takes risks, but, has reward, right? We are a winning football team because of him. And so If he can limit the amount of risks that he takes and doesn't have an interception, then we can easily win this game. It's just I want to see that play action go out there. I want to see some bootlegs. I haven't seen a bootleg in a minute. I feel like I didn't see any last game. So let's go see those and let's go get some guys open. I want to see our tight ends play well. And then I want more Bobo.
Yeah, always more Bobo. I wonder if DK and JSN become decoys in a sense this week, and we kind of rely on Lockett and Bobo. Lockett just because he's so savvy, and in the sense that we want to, and maybe our tight ends. That's kind of what a point too is. Our tight ends come in because their pass D is so good. Where are we going to find these holes? And you're right, the play action is going to be big. Geno excels at the play action. So how is Shane Waldron really going to, find that and adapt to a better defense than we probably played in the past couple weeks? Even though Cleveland's defense is much better than it comes across. So, and will Charbonnet get his first TD?
I think he will. I do. I definitely think he does. I think one of the tight ends get a touchdown. I think we'll put up more points than people think. I think we're going to put up at least 28 points. I think that's what we need to do to win this game. I think our defense can hold them to under 20 points, and we need to just go above 20 points, and I think we can win football games. That's all. I don't think it takes much. But one of the things, though, is to be aware of is that, the defense can't give up big chunks of yards because then that puts, Justin Tucker in field goal range right away, and that gets automatic. So
that's a great point because we have 1 minute left. So why don't we go jump to special teams? In field position, and Justin Tucker's excellent. He's a Pro Bowl Hall of Fame kicker.
He's the best, right? So I don't want this to get into a kicking battle because then we'll lose that battle, right? But I do want if we can hold them to field goals and us score touchdowns, then we win that battle, right? But yeah, so just trying to win that battle of field position, right? Like that, we love talking about that here on this podcast. It's that field position. So we've got the better punt returner. We got the better kick returner. So we got the better punter.
Yes.
So let's try to win the battle of field position by limiting the amount of big plays that those guys get them into long for third downs, and then allowing our team to capitalize on our punt returns and win that game.
Yeah, I agree. I think I agree with the score as well. I think it'll be around 24-17, 24-20 like last week, something around that. Hopefully we get the dub. We're 6-point dogs. So maybe it's the other way around. That's what Vegas is thinking. Vegas is always close, so who knows? But anyway, let's go get the W. The Niners have a bye week, so we need the win just to go give that full game of a lead on them in the division. We don't want to come back and be tied with them. So anyways, that's 12 minutes of your time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. As always, I'm Mike Bailey. This is Ryan Bailey. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks, baby. Woo!